everybody. I'm not using my regular camera right now because I don't think I have it with me. I am currently sitting in my new apartment, and once everything's all moved in, I will do a little tour, show you guys my little place. Excuse me, but I'm eating chips, Doritos. Let's see, little updates. Oh my goodness, look, my little belly's all hanging out. Gross. Here. Whatever. So, oh, that video about the message I got from that person about bipolar basically not being a legitimate disability. Well, I got what seemed to be a very heartfelt apology from that person, and she did mention that her son has bipolar disorder, which kind of makes me suspect that all these people she kind of clumped in reference to that she knew of that had bipolar disorder, and all of them managed, whether they were on their meds and their life was chaos or not, they all managed to maintain full-time jobs. I'm suspecting that all those people she knows with bipolar disorder were actually just the one person, her son. But she admitted to being insensitive and uncompassionate, and that I would read it to you, but I forgot to pull it up. But just to let you know that she did see the error of her ways, I do believe. I'm not really sure if my email had anything to do with it to her. I did wait until I was calmer and was able to first be a little educational and shed a little more light on my situation, but also was sure to tell her that, basically, so don't even talk to me, like I'm not taking care of myself. So, there's that. The other issue, the caseworker that I keep having trouble with, I fired her ass. That's right, I fired her ass. That whole program, they were like all rosy when I signed up. Oh yeah, that's, I need help organizing information, or putting it in order, figuring out what steps to do next, and things like that to be independent. And this woman was just going out of her way to not help me. One time she canceled our appointment and said she would call back, and I said, you're going to call back at this time on this date and reschedule. Yes, I'm going to. I waited 2 weeks before I called and contacted her. Well, this last time, almost a month went by, 3 weeks, and I'm just furious. So of course I start sobbing. I'm trying to talk to this other person because I can't even begin to talk to her, because the first thing she says to me, well, she canceled by having someone else call me and say, well, she's in a crisis right now, so she's going to call back and reschedule. I'm like, yeah, I heard that before. And she never did. Of course not. And she kept saying weird things that when I would try to express my frustration with her not helping me, so she would say things like, so then you don't want a caseworker. Well, no, that's not what I said. It was just really strange. And when I talked to the lady at the DFS place, she said that if I had come to her first, she would have recommended someone totally different. But Anyway, they're like all telling me stuff like, well, there's only so much we can do. I don't know what you want from us and stuff. And I'm like, you're a mental health organization advertising that you can help people on the road to become independent and learn to budget and stuff. And so I just like jumped into the world all on my own without her, because she even knew that my situation had changed and that I was having some really serious issues with my stepdad, and it was a really bad situation and I had to get out of it. So it's not like, I had all the time in the world. And so I just started looking for an apartment myself, and I found one. And it just so happened to be one that was income based, and they deal a lot with people who are on disability and low income and things like that. It just seemed to oddly shape itself out that way. So that as I am paying for more things out of pocket and I bring receipts to them, they said my rent should decrease. Um, so anyway, I just dived in. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to afford anything, everything, and I'm like at the point where I'm gonna have to cancel my stepdad's coverage for medications and doctor's visits and stuff, and so I don't know what I'm gonna do, and I don't know. I don't qualify for Medicaid. I don't know if that's different now. I don't know. It's just a big fat mess, and that's why I needed help. So I'm just totally confused, and it's like those people were getting freaking paid to help me. That wasn't free shit. They were getting paid for their services through my insurance, and anyway, I'm already over budget, when it comes down to groceries, gas, electric, and I just got everything I needed, but at the lowest rate I could find, cell phone. I haven't had responsibility like this for several years, and my mental abilities have changed quite a bit since that time. So there are times when I am completely overwhelmed because I really don't know what I'm going to do, and I'm wondering which condition is going to have to suffer, because I won't be able to afford the med. But I had to get out, and I'm glad I did. But every once in a while I have a little freak out and start crying. But overall, the Zoloft, the pediatric Zoloft I started taking, I feel the effects kind of slacking just a little bit, which is kind of what would happen way back in the past, is that they would just have to increase it a little bit, increase it a little bit, increase a little bit, and then all of a sudden I was spurred into a manic or mixed episode. But I had a little PMS too, so that might be it. So, but I'm thinking much more clearly, and I was paranoid, depressed, and paranoid. It was just really bizarre. I was really, really more off than I thought. And let's see, I'm gonna run out of time soon, so I'm gonna stop here so I can finish at my leisure.